This week we're going to preview Thursday's USDA monthly supply demand report. We're also going to take a look at the first crop condition ratings for soybeans for the season, as well as short-term weather trends, and wrap up looking at export trends for soybeans and soybean meal. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. Well, this market remains historically volatile as we move into June, and now the next big piece of fundamental news will be delivered by the USDA on Thursday, June 10th, with their monthly supply demand report. Let's take a look at the trade estimates. There's a lot of numbers here. We want to highlight two key things to look at here. The first will be the size of the Brazil soybean crop. They've pretty much wrapped up the soybean harvest in Brazil, but there are some ideas that this soybean harvest in Brazil is even larger than what the USDA forecast back in May. So it'll be important to see what that final number is, because that's going to impact U.S. soybean exports all the way into early fall. So the other thing to keep an eye on is the carryout numbers for soybeans. Keep a close eye on that old crop as well as the new crop carryout estimate, particularly as it relates to that range of estimates. Now, the USDA this week did release its first estimates of crop condition ratings for U.S. soybeans. We're looking at our map here, and we're looking at a comparison to last year. Of course, we don't have a comparison to last week. What we've done with the color scheme is show states where the current ratings are worse than a year ago are depicted in red, and states where the current ratings are better than a year ago are depicted in green. We've kind of got a divergence there. That Northwest Corn Belt, Northern Plains is worse than a year ago. The exception being the Western Corn Belt, Nebraska is better than a year ago. But as you move east, particularly east of the Mississippi River, for the most part, we're looking at states that are above a year ago. So again, a divergence in bean conditions, but overall 67% rated good to excellent versus 72% last year. Let's now look at the soybean crop condition index. We've highlighted our first index of the year at 3.70. Notice that is well below some of those record years of soybean yields. However, it's well above where it was back in 2019. We had such a late soybean planted crop. We're just getting started on the growing season for beans. We'll track this for you throughout the summer. Of course, one of the big things that's going to influence that soybean crop condition index is the weather. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're starting out looking at Friday through Saturday of this week. Notice in that northern plains it's been quite dry and record heat. They're getting some rain, so that's welcome for those folks. And also in the southeast, which has been dry. There is a swath in between, however, you can see, as we'll highlight in a moment, that looks like it may be a little bit dry. Moving on now to the June 4th to the 20th period, it's going to stay warm out west. However, as we move further east, it's going to cool down, which will be a welcome change. Now, to highlight again, between the purple lines here, over the next 10 days, it looks like it's going to be drier than normal for those beans. So again, very early yet, but we'll keep a close eye on that for you, obviously, as the summer moves on. Let's move forward now and take a look at export trends for soybeans and soybean meal. That unshipped soybean book here at about 150 million bushels is about a 6-year low. We're really seeing Brazil dominate the world soybean export market, and only a small book left to China. Now we're looking at soybean meal here. We've highlighted this recently because we're seeing weaker soybean meal exports. A lot of competition, for example, from Argentina. And the key message here is that the unshipped soybean meal sale, as well as weaker meal demand domestically, is suggesting we'll see a slight reduction in Thursday's crush estimate. We think the USDA could be as much as 15 to 20 million bushels too high. Maybe they won't be that aggressive, but that number is vulnerable to be reduced. Let's wrap things up this week, taking a brief look at November soybean futures. We've highlighted this for quite some time now, and we'll continue to do that, and for good reason. We're looking at November 2021 soybean futures, well over $14 a bushel now. That's a record high for early June for any year. So again, strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage this price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.